Well, huge report to share with you guys today regarding the wildfires over in Hawaii. Now, I wanted to wait a little bit before I really dove into detail because I wanted to put all the facts together. And quite frankly, you guys are about to get one hell of a detailed report that I haven't heard anyone talking about. And the truth of the matter is the mainstream media, we already know, does a lot of covering for people. And I think a lot of that is covering for the United States government, covering for the uber rich, covering for whoever lines their pocket. And I believe that some of that potentially could be going on with the Hawaii fires. And I've got so many questionable things that happen there that you are going to be stunned by the end of this broadcast. Let's start first with some of the things or what happened over in Hawaii with these fires. Let's just get the basic breakdown here. Here we have Yahoo News, and this is on CBS News. How did the Maui fire start? What we know about the Lahaina blaze. It goes on to state, deadly wildfires in Hawaii, which killed scores of people and forced thousands to evacuate, were fueled by a mix of land and atmospheric conditions that can create fire weather. A massive blaze destroyed much of the historic town of Lahaina on Maui, and authorities said Monday the death toll was nearing 100 people. Much of Maui was under a red flag warning for risk when the fires broke out, but the exact cause of the blaze is still unknown. Quote, "We don't know what actually ignited the fires, but we were made aware in advance by the National Weather Service that we were in a red flag situation. So that's dry conditions for a very long time. So the fuel, the trees, and everything was dry," says Kenneth Hara, Commander General of the Hawaiian Army National Guard. And he said it on Wednesday that along with low humidity and high winds set the conditions for the wildfires. In conclusion, echoing wildfire experts, Governor Green said Friday that he believes a confluence of weather conditions contributed to the ignition and spread of the blazes. It is a product, in my estimation, of certain global warming combined with drought, combined with superstorm, where we had hurricane offshore several hundred miles still generating large winds. That is what they told CNN. Now, right now, there are literally thousands of people who are still missing, about 1,000 people. Cadaver dogs search for thousands of people missing, including disabled veteran, among ominous last photo to family, and that's on BizPac Review. So there's the overall of what's going on, and I know estimates are anywhere by potentially up to 500 people that could be dead, or maybe even 1,000. They don't really know. They're still looking. And by the way, my heart and prayers are going to anyone who has been affected by this disaster. I am praying for you. I am praying for your family. And my heart really goes out to all of you. But there's a lot of mysterious, questionable things that are surrounding this fire over in Hawaii. And one of those things is, and I'm going to say about 10 total, right? But number one here on the list of 10 that I have on strange events that are surrounding it is, number one, the fires went so fast that people were literally jumping into the ocean. Take a look here. And this is a Hawaiian news source, StaraAdvisor.com. 100 people entered ocean to escape Maui fire, Coast Guard says. So it goes to show that the fire was spreading so fast, people were scared for their lives, and rightly so. So much so that they, ran into the ocean. A second thing that is really questionable is they said that the fires went out, but yet they mysteriously whipped back up. And take a look here at this article. And this is on MSN, BC news source, specifically the LA Times. Maui fire death toll at 99 with 1/4 of the area searched. Obviously no survivors. And it goes on to state this, and I quote, "After first erupting early Tuesday, the fire was initially deemed to be out, but winds whipped up by far off Hurricane Dora that reached up to 81 mph, fanned the flames and spurred the blaze to travel about 1 mile every minute," Green said. So they were told that, hey, this was deemed out. However, it apparently wasn't. Some protocols weren't necessarily followed. They should have stayed in the area, and instead, it's out, we're moving on, and boom, the fire just sparks back up again. Now, that's a very questionable thing that happened. And here's a third questionable thing, and this is the fact that the sirens that were supposed to warn people about the fire did not go off, right? Take a look here on CNN.com. Hawaii has a robust emergency siren warning system. It sat silent during the deadliest wildfires. In other words, this is a very critical fact. You could have saved, I don't know, a lot more lives than, unfortunately, who have died thus far if they had turned these sirens on, or if the sirens worked. I don't know exactly how they malfunctioned or fill in the blank, but we do know that the siren did not go off. Number 4, and this is really important, and a lot of people haven't caught on to this, but the power lines were not cut. And I want you to remember this point, both the couple prior points and this one, because they're important in what I'm going to say later in this video. But the power lines were not cut to reduce the fires. And the utility companies are saying, oh, we had no protocol for that. Take a look at WashingtonPost.com. Hawaii utility faces scrutiny for not cutting power to reduce fire risk. It goes on. 4 days before the fast-moving brush fires engulfed parts of Maui, weather forecasters warned authorities that powerful wind gusts could trigger dangerous fires across much of the island. The state electricity company or utility company electrical utility responded with some preemptive steps, but did not use what is widely regarded as the most aggressive but effective measure, and that is shutting down the power. Why didn't they do that? Why didn't they shut that down? Because that could have prevented the fire from spreading like wildfire, right? This is very questionable. And here's another questionable thing, number 5. Emergency supplies was not getting to a lot of the people on the island due to, telecommunications errors and other errors. Take a look here, and this is on Honolulu Civil Beat. Many Maui fire survivors are struggling to find aid, even as the aid pours in. It goes on. An enduring telecommunication blackout hampered government and grassroots efforts to distribute those supplies in worse affected neighborhoods, especially for an unknown number of survivors waiting out the aftermath in a few buildings still standing in the town there and on the outskirts. So people were not getting the supplies that they desperately needed. In some cases, by the way, there were Twitter reports reportedly. Now, I can't verify the validity, but what we do know is on Twitter, there were quite a few people that were saying, hey, we have a bunch of supplies, but they won't accept it in Maui because we weren't Red Cross or fill in the blank. So there were other certain hindrances according to some of these Twitter reports, which I can or cannot verify. However, they are out there. But either way, emergency supplies, they had a hard time getting it because of the situation. Number 6, and this is one I'm just going to kind of leave you to ponder, but according to that, realtors and investors were swooping in already to attempt to buy property, right? Take a look at this. And this is according to this woman who lives or reportedly lives in Maui. But here's what she says here, and take a listen.
Tell you guys, I am so frustrated with investors and realtors calling the families who lost their home, offering to buy their land. How dare you do that to our community right now?
So that is according to at least her for now. Again, it's just really interesting and intriguing what's going on there. Another thing here, number 7, is the Maui police chief just so happened to be the incident commander for the Vegas shooting, right? Just something to think about. And here it is. Maui Police Chief John came to Hawaii after 22 years in Vegas. He was the incident commander for the 2017 mass shooting that left 50 dead there in Las Vegas. So interesting tie there that this is the same guy here. And what else is interesting, and this is number 8 here, is that Biden really didn't seem to care, at least in my opinion, about what was going on in Hawaii. I mean, this guy just... I can't even, I don't even want to say. Breitbart, after hours on beach, Joe Biden says no comment about rising death toll in Hawaii. Then we also have this, and this is on foxnews.com. White House response to wildfires gets worse as Karine Jean-Pierre bumbles key details that she had no idea. And basically what she did is, she misgendered, if you will, two of the people who were asking, or two of the people involved, right? Two Hawaii Democrat senators there. And she basically says, oh, we thank the president for his support of agencies who help the residents there, and just completely bumbles the whole thing. And then we also have this, and this is the Western Journal. Biden offers Maui fire survivors a one-time pittance on same day. $200 million is announced for Ukraine. In other words, Joe Biden's going to go ahead and say, hey, I'm sending $200 million to Ukraine. Screw you, Maui. Screw you. I don't want to do anything with you. I'll send the money there, but hey, no comment on what's happening in Hawaii. I mean, this is ludicrous. Our country right now needs the money. Hawaii needs the money. Why don't we send it there instead of some bogus freaking thing that's going on in another country? This is just irate. Now, I have shared 8 things that have happened thus far. For the other 2, and I've got to do this because there's a lot of control and censorship going on here on YouTube. So the rest of this video, my opinion, what I believed happened, maybe even some of the rumors that are going around, is going to be published on restrictedrepublic.com. So if you want to hear the rest of this video, get to restrictedrepublic.com. I'm going to list the other 2 items, explain on some of the theories that are going on out there, but use the coupon code Lisa and the number 5. Please get there because I'm really limited. I am very limited here. And if you really want the truth on what's going on, subscribe to Restricted Republic. And I hope to see you over there. All right. See you on the other side. Love you all.